think is.
Mhm. Now, at Two Steps From Hell, you have different types of catalogs with music. They all have very beautiful names like All Drums Go to Hell,
Yeah.
Shadows and Nightmares, Legend, and your latest, The Devil Wears Nada.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about these titles?
Um,
Or how these catalogs are built up?
well, it usually is just starting from the beginning. We had our first CD, which is just Volume 1, and then when we finished that, I had the idea to do a horror CD because I had done quite a lot of horror music in the past. I'd done some TV shows and did the 3 seasons of a show called Scariest Places on Earth and some other things. So, that was we basically on that disc. I did one disc which is called Shadows, and Thomas did one called Nightmares. And Thomas's disc is orchestral. Pure orchestral horror, and my disc was more sound design horror. So we just thought, call one Shadows and the other one Nightmares, Shadows and Nightmares. We went through a couple different names for that before we came up with that, and then after that was Dynasty. I don't know. It just, I think probably most of the names, I probably come up with most of the names. I think just that's one of my strong points is naming tracks. And I just thought Dynasty was a good name, very strong, just to make a sort of a statement that, this is a kind of a very, strong music, very powerful. All Drums Go to Hell. I don't remember. I think I came up with that one, but it was just we were going back and forth, and we just usually with me with names they just pop into my head. Like when I name a track, I give myself about 10 seconds and something usually pops into my head, and that's usually what I go with.
Okay. And are there plans to do any commercial releases of your music?
Yes. I mean, we've just been so busy that we're trying to figure out the best way to do it. We have a lot of music, so we're trying to decide if we should just do a single CD with a lot of just the epic. I mean, it seems to me that most of the trailer music fans really they just like the big epic kind of trailer music. That's big choir, big orchestra, and drums. But I'm not sure. I kind of feel that if we did a CD, we should include some of our other things, which are not, quite so much in that vein. And but we're just sort of thinking about that because we do have a lot of music. I mean, Thomas writes a lot of, sort of very scory, let's say somewhat John Williams influenced tracks or tracks that are hybrid, have a little bit of that and a little bit of other elements. And then, we do lots of different styles. So I like some of our things that are not just typical trailer music. So we're just trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Now your music is very known lately because they used it in the 2 Star Trek trailers, in the second and third trailer. Was this music specifically written for these trailers, or were you contacted by the studio?
Yes and no. The second one. Was written was basically a score, work for hire, and they had War Begins by Brian Tyler that they were using, but they wanted to have another piece of music to continue where that leaves off because it doesn't really go very far. It's just a short piece from Children of Dune. So they hired us to kind of continue where it leaves off, and we actually wrote in the end. We actually wrote a beginning section 2 that was based on War Begins as well. So in the end, the trailer they use a little piece of the actual War Begins track, and then there's it seamlessly kind of transfers it into our track, and then. The third trailer was an existing piece of music. That's the first track on our Legend CD, which came out pretty recently. And all we did for that was just some adjustments. We broke it down into stems, and then went over to the mix section, and they did a surround mix at a soundstage, and then also the stereo mix.